What's going on YouTube? This is Daybreak748 coming back at you guys with another figure review. Today we're taking a look at Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Nickelodeon hit series, and this is brought to us by the good folks at Revoltech. Now, right before I start off with this review, I'm just going to say I'm not a big fan of this figure at all. Now, honestly speaking, Revoltech is not my preferred choice of figure manufacturing company. I have a couple of Revoltechs right now, and yeah, I'm just not a big fan. But for those of you guys who do like Revoltech, for those of you guys who want this stylized look of Raphael right here, he's very screen accurate to the cartoon that's on Nickelodeon, then by all means do pick up this version of Raphael. Now guys, I have him out of package, but let me show you the package that he came in, just so you guys know how it looks and whatnot. So comes in this standard packaging, nice window display right here, Revoltech going down the line there. You have the Nickelodeon logo right here with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Raphael. On this side, I really do dig this artwork right here, which is quite nice. On the back here, you have many different poses you could get your Raphael in, so that's pretty cool. On this side, they just talk about the Revoltech joint and whatnot. So that's it for the packaging. So I'm going to take that out of the way. Now let's take a look at his accessories. So the first accessory that he comes with is this display base right here. It has NYC for New York City, and you're probably wondering, what is this peg here for? Well, it's for this other piece. Now some of you guys probably have seen reviews on this guy already, so you know exactly where I'm going. It's a neat little thing that they've included where each character has a separate piece of a city, and it's supposed to be a very interactive diorama piece. So you literally peg this peg into the peg hole right here, so it looks something like that. And yes, you're not going crazy, you do see a Revoltech joint right there, and that is for this peg hole right here, and you could get Raphael in some crazy dynamic poses. Now I do like the fact that they've included this, but honestly speaking, actually, you know what, I might use this because I really don't like how, and I'll get to that when I get to the figure review, but yeah, I might use this actually. So that's that. The next accessory that you get with Raphael is another face, which is quite awesome. This is a more cartoon-ish in the sense that only Raphael has this because he's known to be the angry turtle, obviously. So there you have it. You get, obviously, his size, especially because that's his signature weapon. Now I gotta say, I am digging this size. I love the paint job, I love the craftsmanship that went into this. They do have little pegs so that Raphael can hold them nicely in his hands without it falling apart. Alright, that's pretty much it for the accessories in the box, so let's take a look at the figure itself. Now overall, the figure is not bad. I'm going to say that right off the bat. But there's just some key things that really make this figure not appealing to the eye. First and foremost are these joints. Now, people mention all the time in my reviews, hey, what about the Figma joints? The Figma joints are so ugly, blah, 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 blah. Well, if you don't like Figma joints, you're definitely not going to like this because the Revoltech joints are clearly visible, and if you don't get him in a certain pose where you're hiding those joints, they will look ridiculous. Another thing I really don't like is that the neck and the head, well, Raph has a decently sized body, but you can clearly see that that peg is just a peg. It's not supposed to be a neck piece at all, and I really don't like that. It looks like his head is kind of floating in the middle of nowhere, you know? Like this angle right here, you can clearly see he doesn't have a neck, or that definitely doesn't look like a neck. And just overall, I just don't like it. Also, another thing that's really bothering me are these joints. Now, these joints are great for extreme poses, but when it comes to regular, natural poses, you're not going to be able to get him in pretty much any of those types of poses. It's a ratchety joint, as you guys can probably clearly hear. There's a joint right there. This one not so much the ratchety, but it is a Revoltech joint. And another thing I really don't like is the fact that these joints are so damn weak. You see that? Now, if you want to get him in some more just basic poses, you're gonna have to maneuver that ball joint. But the problem with that is anytime you try to force it, it's gonna give way, especially when you take a look at this the elbow, or the elbow articulation. I'm using my old camera because my new camera has been acting weird, but this joint right here is very flimsy, so if you try to maneuver that, you're going to end up breaking the peg. Now, older Revoltechs came with a spare Revoltech joint because they are known to be just terrible joints, but Raphael and Leonardo and all the other turtles, from my knowledge, does not come with extra spare pieces. So if you break these, it's pretty much game over, guys. Be careful. Alright, enough of me complaining. Let's take a look at the sculpt real quick. I love the detail that they've included right here on the chest. You can clearly see that this is supposed to be Raphael because he has the broken shell here, broken or chipped shell piece right there, over here. I really do dig that. The armbands right here, the elbow pads, even the taped up fingers and the hand, it looks just spot on. The head sculpt, perfect. I really like this a lot. It's very accurate to the show, and yes, you can maneuver this bandana around. I'll show you back here. So there you have it. Now, you will see a little gap here. The reason being is because, I'm sure you guys have already seen this, but the eyes can move. Depending on where you move the bandana, you can maneuver his eyes whichever way, which is pretty cool. I really do like that feature. The paint job, spectacular. Love it. Now, articulation, the head can look up that far. Head can look pretty far down. This can swivel left to right. It's on a Revoltech joint as well. The arms can go out that far. The arms can go down that far, but clearly, like I said, you see that ball joint right there, and it's annoying. There is a bicep swivel built in, but because it's on this angle, you're not going to be able to get him in some just basic poses. There's a ratchety joint right here. The fingers are all individually jointed. There is a peg hole, as you guys can clearly see here, so you can get Raphael to hold his size. Just line up the peg hole and the peg. See? Not gonna come off. And then just close his fingers up. There you go. There's Raph with his side. Legs, ratchety joint, and this piece right here has some articulation. Now, when it comes to the shell, they wanted this to be superposable, so they literally had made this into two separate pieces, and you could kind of see that right here. It's not really lined up, and if you have him just vanilla posing, you're gonna clearly see a gap, which I really don't like. I wish I mean, yes, they're sacrificing the looks, and you can kind of see that right here, actually. Let me get some more light here. You see? There's that gap. Now, some people are not going to mind it because they are getting the extra articulation, but I just find that to be very annoying to look at, especially if you don't have him in a pose where that part is being covered. But other than that, I can't really complain much about this figure. They did a spectacular job getting these turtles to look screen accurate and giving us a set of turtles that can match the NECA turtles, which is quite awesome. Guys, if you guys are a true fan of the Ninja Turtles animated series on Nickelodeon, these are the turtles for you. If you don't like Figma joints, then you're clearly not going to like the Revoltech joints, so stay away. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll have Leonardo coming up right after this, and this is Daybreak 748, and I'm signing out. Peace out, guys.